that I've finished. So this one was created from life, sat on a pebble beach at Budleigh Salterton. And this was back at the end of January. So you can see I've used a combination of alcohol-based markers. These were the cool greys, and in addition to that, I've used a unipin marker as well. And I'm just trying to see whether the live stream is actually showing up on my channel, because it doesn't appear to be for some reason. Let's see if I can just sort that out. Oh, yes it is. There it is. There we go. Yes, so this lady was sat on the beach because it was quite a chilly day, still very early in the year. You can see she's drinking a cup of coffee, and then her dog is waiting attentively by. And I feel I've captured the liveliness of the dog with just, pretty much a simple silhouette and a bit of shading. And then probably my favorite part of this sketch, apart from the dog, is the fact you can see I've missed out some of her face quite deliberately and some of the front of her torso. But I still feel that on the whole, it, it kind of works as a sketch. Now you can see the alcohol markers come through the paper. So I usually skip a page or two, in fact, by the look of it, before doing the next one. So this one was the same day. This one didn't work quite as well. The figure on the right especially looks a bit stiff and not proportioned correctly. And the guy on the left looks a bit stiff as well. So they just don't really look like they're walking all that much, I don't think. They didn't capture the life of the people there. So we'll move past that one fairly quickly. Now this one I do like. Lady standing at the water's edge with a little dog, just watching the waves come in. Same media as before. But again, for me, it's the bits that are missed out which often convey, the sense of the piece. So you can see I've barely outlined the figure on the right. The dog's face really is incomplete, but I just chose to leave it that way. And I've kind of used almost a dry brush technique, even though it's a pen, and just kind of skimmed the pen across the paper, which is ever so lightly textured, to hint at the waves. And that gives a little bit of a sense of depth, makes it feel like we're standing in a real place. And then I really like the sense of low winter light coming in from the right and the cast shadow over the pebbles there. Oh, hi Evelyn, and hi Inch by Inch Flames. Thanks for joining me. Thank you very much, Evelyn. Glad you like the work. Right, let's have a look at the next one. Thank you, Inch by Inch Films. Much appreciated. Now this one I feel didn't work quite so well. This was a lady walking past me as I sat on the pebbles at the beach. And you can see I've kind of branched away from the monochrome approach by adding some color. I had just a limited palette of alcohol-based ink markers with me. And, I don't feel it's a terrible sketch or anything, but I just don't feel, again, I don't feel I quite captured the sense of movement there. But it's okay. It's okay. I preferred the first one from the very beginning of the video and the last one that I showed you. So yeah, this one's a bit of an unusual one. So this was up in Cardiff, which is the capital city of Wales, for those of you who may not be familiar with the UK. And these were actually mannequins in a store window. I was just in a indoor shopping mall, and my wife had gone off shopping, and so just kind of took a moment to capture the mannequins in the window. Do I like Metallica? Yeah, they're okay. They're okay. I don't consider myself a music expert, to be honest. I do like music, but not something I can chat about at length. Now this one I feel captured a nice little family moment, same beach, but now we're all the way up to the beginning of March. And again, it's still fairly cold. So we've got a family here. Mum is wrapped up in a shawl and she's got a headband on. And Dad's got a little child in his arms. And you can see he's kind of holding him securely with one arm, but pointing out to sea. And I think my favorite part of this one is kind of the mystery element of it, in the sense that, we can't see what it is he's pointing at. So it's open to the viewer to interpret what's going on there. Same day, same beach, just looking in a different direction. So again, it's still March, so it's still pretty chilly here a lot of the time in Devon in the UK. Got a family walking along the beach towards me. So working from life like this, it's a little bit of a challenge because obviously these people aren't stopping and posing for me. Although I've drawn the mum, it looks as though she's not moving much, but they were actually all walking along. Maybe she's just paused to look at a particular pebble or a shell or something. So you can see she's wrapped up against the cold, but quite a bright day. So mum and dad are wearing sunglasses. Again, long cast shadows, and see how I kind of curve the shadows over the form of the pebbles. That helps to convey the fact that they're not just standing on sand. But my favorite part, and I almost wish I'd done this bit as a separate sketch and not had the parents in it, but I've got a little child here, little girl. Haven't put any details in the face. I don't feel it's needed too much, particularly. And then she's walking this little dog. And I kind of feel that left-hand side of the sketch on its own says everything, really. And yeah, so, but, as I say, you've got to work pretty fast. So I'm kind of sketching away as they're walking past me. So you have to work partly from observation and partly from memory. But yeah, I really love doing it. So it's good fun. What have we got next? Another one from the beach. So this dog, you can see I haven't captured quite as well as the dog from the very first sketch, but he's okay. Got a lady walking him. And then off in the far distance, at the far end of the shoreline, they're meant to be little figures. They're not great, but it's good enough from a distance. But then I've got a couple here walking along, guy in a baseball cap, and then a girl with one of those kind of tall knitted hats. And I like the arrangement of those three, 1, 2, 3, going off into the distance. Now, this sketch was from, I had to get the car fixed on a Saturday morning. So my wife and I took the opportunity to go to the local cafe for breakfast. And that's not really quite what my wife looks like, but that's her sat across from me reading a book while I'm sketching. We're just waiting for dessert to arrive, I think. And you can see I've also included in less detail a person sat at this table and then just the leg of the person that one is talking to. So when you pull back, it helps to create a sense of space. So this is in detail. That's what draws the eye. Then we've got a couple of other figures which are rendered less precisely. Same day, same cafe, but looking to my left, there's a balcony outside, and it's got a nice view to the distant Holden Hills and a view over the rooftops of the city, including the roof of the cathedral in Exeter. And then this lady was sat out on the balcony enjoying a cup of tea. So I quite like the composition of that one. This is one of the ones I think where, I think if you look at it as a sketch, you think, okay, that's an okay sketch. But if you were a regular at the cafe, I think you would immediately recognize the view. So I like creating little memories like that. Again, same cafe again, but this time looking at the serving area of the cafeteria. So we've got a couple deciding what to get for food, a lady behind the counter, and then again in relatively small detail, low detail, low resolution, if you like, there's a guy here sorting out something on top of the counter. So again, it helps to create a sense of space. Okay, that's the first few sketches in that book. I'll probably do another live at some point and take you through some of the rest. Thank you very much for watching, everyone who joined me. Much appreciated, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.